Well, hello again, everyone. Hope you had a nice break and managed to speak to people. I had a great chat with one or two people, and it was fantastic. This session is something I've been looking forward to since we actually arranged it some weeks ago, maybe even months ago now. We have Dravko Batushanov, who is with Human Plus. I hope I got that right. I practiced and asked him again, but I probably made a slight error somewhere because it's a fantastic name. Dravko is going to talk about some really cool stuff now, actually. And if I get this right, he's going to talk about how intelligent automation is transforming the social housing sector. And you're probably going to go, wow, that sounds great. Well, it is great. And this is the future. So I'm gonna leave it over to him now. Dravko's going to magically appear on the screen. Hopefully any second now if he's there, and there he is. So I'm going to leave it over to you, sir. Happy presenting. And what we will do, just quickly, is ask the questions and answers at the end. But if you have any burning questions, we can jump in as we go along. Dravko, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you, sir. So welcome, guys. This session is gonna be very interesting for you. I'm sure about that. I'll start with a short video. Yeah, I'm checking the chat. You don't talk about floor 2. I've been there. It's an awful place. So let's start with a quick video. So I'll magically disappear again. So let's take a look what happened in 1993. Magically reappears. Yeah, so promises from 1993 saying that technology and the Word and Excel and Windows can make your life easier. It will magically drop all your work. There's an employee where his job literally became easier, was able to go home earlier and stuff like that. So fast forward 30 years later, we're still using those technologies like Word, Excel, Windows, and stuff like that. However, it doesn't seem that our work became and our work became easier in the long run. It's actually what's going on is that if you think about it, some things even became more complex because we introduced so many systems that that it actually became more complex because you have this system and that system, and you get data from one system to another system to a third system. It actually became more confusing in the end. So welcome, guys, to this presentation on intelligent automation, where I'm going to show you the power of intelligent automation, which can really make a change and really this time decrease the amount of work you have. So my name is Zdravko Botushanov. You notice that it's so the good news is I'm not gonna make you pronounce that, so it's all good. Some people haven't slept last night just because they were trying to remember the name, so it's all good. I'm a senior RPA consultant at Human Plus. RPA means robotic process automation. It's the thing I'm going to talk about today. And I've been working with different technologies in RPA, like Blue Prism Cloud, UiPath, HPUFT, and others. I really love innovation and the gadgets and gizmos. Like, I really love innovation. So if I were back at the days like 1990 something, and I was the same age as now, I would totally be excited about things like Word and Excel. Right now, I'm excited about even more interesting things. I believe that automation is the future of business, and I'm going to show you some really interesting stuff today, how we can automate parts of your business. Right now, what's going on in the UK economy is that the real danger right now is not that we have too many robots, but it's that we don't have enough robots, and there's too much work, and all these systems are making it extremely hard to work at some points because they combine with each other, and all those systems have created processes which are so complex that that it takes us a lot of time, and we're doing the same thing over and over again. So we're doing the same boring and mundane little tasks that we have, which we can call processes at this point. And every company and an employee have at least one tiny bit that they hate about their work, work day. They have these little bits, little tasks that they would rather not do, which are the same every time, which are boring. Can you do with a little, oh, I need to do this again. It could be anything, and they're all part of the company. I mean, every company has these. They're usually processes which are high volume, repetitive, and it's the same thing over and over again. But imagine this situation. Let's take a second and imagine you had a helping hand or multiple helping hands, and which will be happy to do the same work, the same repetitive thing all over and over again, 24/7, without making any mistake, without complaining, and taking part in your mundane high volume processes, which you'd rather be automated, instead of giving it to your employees, which hate them and would rather concentrate on something more interesting and creative. Just put that idea in your head right now, and let me show you a quick comparison of what our bots could do versus a human in this little demo here. I'm just going to share another video. Yeah, I just noticed you didn't see this slide, so it's got a nice light bulb. So let me put the next video on, which is one of our bots. You can see one of our bots. Yeah, I need to use YouTube because it seems Remo doesn't support sound. It's very weird. Okay, on to play. Okay, I'm gonna magically disappear for a second again. You can see our bot is already done. The human's still doing it. Keep in mind that the human has also other things to do, like checking their social media, while our bots, we promise, are not checking their social media. Okay, back to our regular programming. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Some people are saying in the chat they are now hypnotized. That's good stuff. So feel free to come to our table so we can hypnotize you more after the presentation. So it's all good. Okay, so as you can see, we can build an automated solution that can work on a process automatically, so that your employees can focus on something more exciting and creative that actually requires them to use some creativity and thinking. What can you automate? So people are asking us all the time. So guys, what can you automate? The thing is, we can automate a lot of stuff, but I'd like to point out some processes which we believe are very straightforward to automate, and they can save you a large amount of time. So there are usually similarities between the different processes which are easy to automate. Robert is saying, "Can you automate my whole job?" That's I know this is a common concern, but we're still not that much into the future, so the robots cannot like take over like in Terminator 2. So don't worry about it. It's not Skynet. We're not building Skynet. Don't worry. The idea is that a company can take the processes which are the most repetitive and high volume. For example, it can be stuff like indexing invoices. Invoices are templated. Everything that has a template could be something like the process of onboarding the new people in the systems, like creating their accounts, creating their email addresses, and setting up their Outlook accounts. All these things can be automated. They're the same always. You only need different input. You can handle bills. You can email people, for example, late payments. We can create something like an automated solution where, for example, you send an email that there's a maintenance issue, and that gets forwarded to the right authorities. You can do migrations between systems. You can simulate something similar to a contact center at some point. It's endless, really. So we've tried to do like a list of things for the housing sphere which could be automated. Also in finance, we can automate processes like invoice chasing, accounts payable, credit card reconciliations, cash collections, any kinds of corrections, anything that you have a template or requires the combinative use of multiple systems can be easily automated. So we're decreasing that bridge between the applications, so it can become easy for the computer to do those things on their own. In the human resources section, a lot of stuff you can automate, starting from, as I mentioned, the creation of accounts, then probations, overtime payments, honoraries, or you can even automate something like sending the person a form to fill in. Then you can extract the data from that form. You can fill it in somewhere. You can make it actually really, really complex and really automated, so you don't need to do anything. You can just send an email to the person. He'll reply back with the data. The bot gets the data and then creates their email accounts, their system accounts, and everything you need really for the new guy. So a lot of things we can automate. We need to think about which processes are highly manual, high volume, because you might have. We've had one project with a university where they had a huge amount of data piling just before the September start of the year, and they were hiring temporary people just to do one thing, the same thing, 10,000 times, let's say. This is a high volume process which is highly manual, and it's always step by step. So these are actually really easy to automate because they don't require human judgment. They're rule based. So it's all good, really easy to set up. See what's going on in the chat. Oh, good. The chat is interesting as always. Feel free to ask questions and use the Q&A panel as well if you have something you would like to discuss at the end of the presentation. We'll have a couple of... Alan says, Aidan, sorry. He says, don't worry too much about the nonsense in this chat. It's actually pretty fun. I'm actually reading the thing and speaking. It's actually pretty fun. You're talking about your Roombas. So who's got the best Roomba? Come on. So 5 people are comparing their Roombas in the chat. So it's good stuff. Aidan can dance. Okay. Note.
I'm tempted to do a Roomba right now.
Come on, Dave. Show us what you got.
Is that it? I don't know. I watched Strictly Come Dancing. This is mad. The Uncon's mad. I'll leave you to it, but I couldn't avoid a dance.
It's good stuff. Thanks, Dave. That's exactly what this presentation needed. A little bit of rumba. Rumba. Okay, let's move on. We got the lunch break after this, so we can have like a table where people dance rumba. So think about that. Mm. So a little bit about us. Some people here already know us. Our goal is to humanize the automation experience. We're talking about augmenting humans, not replacing them, because we believe that this technology is not about building Skynet and having robots conquer the world, but we believe that this technology is a helper to the employees of a company, because it strips them from all the mundane tasks they have. And thus, the employees can focus on creative, productive, interesting tasks which keep them motivated. Whilst if you put too much burden on your employees with boring, high volume tasks, they're not gonna they're not gonna be that motivated, because they're always gonna have that task during the day. And also this can save a lot of hours because it's pretty fast. Yeah, you can, as you saw in the demo, that's not sped up. Actually, the bot can work at that speed, and there are many situations, for example, when you use systems like Excel, PDFs, Word, where it actually becomes real fast, because the bot can write in Excel like really fast. And if you have legacy systems where you click buttons, the robot will do its best to do it as fast as the system allows. But there are situations where bots really fast, like could be 100 times faster, and you know that it's gonna do the same thing. It's not gonna do something and go on social media, or it's not gonna get tired. And so Chris is asking, can RPA train aspiring dancers? Yeah, of course. I don't see a point. I don't see no problem. I mean, if you're running an automated solution, it's doing the work for you. So you have enough time to to do your Roomba and see how the bot does it. We've worked with a fair amount of customers, and we've automated many different processes, and thus we know that a lot of processes can be automated. Doesn't matter what sphere you are in. A lot of things can get automated. So we're trusted by government, education, finance, healthcare, housing, industry, design, and more. By the way, the housing sphere is one of our favorites. So I have prepared for you some case studies, which I'm going to show in a second. Oh, the chat's awesome. So before we start that, let me talk a little bit about the technology platforms. Before I begin, guys in the chat, have you had experience with any of these technology platforms, which I'm going to mention? You can see them on the right-hand side. Blue Prism, UiPath, Automation Anywhere, Microsoft. Yeah, just don't say Microsoft. I mean, I'm talking about Microsoft Power Automate. We've all had experience with Microsoft, positive or negative. So have you had any experience with any of these technologies? Dave says, you really don't want Microsoft. Trust me. So have you used any of technologies like UiPath, Blue Prism, Automation Anywhere? So Dave says they have experience with Blue Prism, or at least got the glimpse of it. Stuart says they've used Blue Prism as well. So good stuff. I'm happy to hear that you are familiar with those. So Jiran says he has extensive experience of Power Automate. We know that. UiPath. Okay, so I'm happy to hear that you know about these technologies. I know not all of you know about them. You don't need to know. I mean, these are new things. Probably most people didn't know about them at all a couple of years ago. Even though some of these products are not new at all, some of them are more than 10 years old. I think some are even from 2005, 6. And they have grown a lot, and the demand for digitalization has grown a lot as well. So that's one of the factors why RPA is growing so rapidly right now. And we believe that in this moment, with COVID and home office, um 5 minutes to questions. Wait a second, I have 20 minutes to questions. Okay, so one of the technologies is Blue Prism, and Blue Prism is a great tool. We're using it all the time. It allows for attended and unattended bot execution. It's got drag and drop. It doesn't require coding, which is great. So we teach companies how to use those. We offer training as well. Blue Prism Cloud is like a cloud solution. Where everything is hosted in the cloud for you. UiPath is also an interesting solution. You can always ask us more about this Automation Anywhere as well. So feel free to ask us more about these platforms so we can offer the best for you. But we are currently most using Blue Prism, which is one of the leaders in this technology. Okay, let me show you some case studies. So first of all, these are all in the housing department. So first of all, Flagship, we've helped them to build a united asset and liability register. They had the multiple systems, and we extracted data from these multiple systems and combined them into we've combined it into a single system, which turned out to be a great experience. We've also used our tool to read PDFs. We can even go and read things from PDFs and Word documents, which are usually have enough templates. So we've used multiple technologies here to create that single asset and liability register. And yeah, we had a really nice time. We actually love working with housing companies. You can see in the chat how fun the housing companies are. So we're actually having a really great time on these projects as well. Another one is Stonewater. They're piloting the technology and want to improve integration with external contractors and address some customer satisfaction issues. And we're actually planning to scale to an even bigger progress. So again, working with different technologies here as well. We also have Peabody. They have an extreme amount of high volume invoices coming up, and they were having temporary stuff for that. So we started doing a pilot project to prove as a proof of value to see how we can automate the invoices, and now we're going into the next phase and growing as well. So again, it's a high volume process. It's got reading of invoices, which is good to know that our technology can extract data from PDFs, from invoices. So we're pretty flexible with that. Another one is 13 Group. So we're planning on offering wider automation for the whole company. Right now, we automated a process about consuming debt recovery. I gave an example before that as well, that any such processes are can be automated, and they can be automated and save a lot of time, because this kind of process is not only high volume, but it's prone to error. So when the person does it, they are a little bit, they're being very careful about it. So it takes the person more time, and it's possible. It's possible that that there's the human error. While the bot works straightforward, no errors, doesn't care. Linkcomer is another project. They want to improve compliance and reduce the risk of duplication of effort. And we're now working on the next part of the process as well. Also, the BCHA, they wanted to improve customer experience by speeding time between repair requests and resolutions. Again, another process that can be automated with significant time being saved by the whole thing. So really, a lot of things that can be automated. And right now that we're in a COVID situation, there are so many things that can be automated. So think about what can be automated in your company, and we can discuss what can be done. But all different, many processes can be automated, and will save a lot of time. So what's our vision for the future before we go to the we go to the Q&A session? So we believe that in the future, companies need to go digital. So right now, all digital companies have a much higher chance of surviving any crisis situation like this pandemic. So digital companies can strive forward. So think about how you can go digital and implement a new technology which can make you be on top of the innovation wave. Right now, innovative companies, digital companies, they strive forward. Think about things you can implement. Example, you can do virtual reality tours. Some of you are doing it already, I'm sure. You can create these digital like chatbots, like autoresponders and stuff, so people can feel more. They can connect easily with your company. Think about anything digital that will be exciting for people. I'm sure there are a lot of things that you can implement, like smart home devices, digital tenants. Right now, a lot of banks are going all online, where you can literally take a selfie with your phone, and you can open. So ask a couple of generations back how easy it is to open a bank account, and here you can open a bank account by taking a selfie, and that's it. So that's the future. And one of the things we have in mind as well is that we can outsource processes for companies. For example, think about you send us a document with data, and your whole process is outsourced with us. You just send an email. You just send us an email with the data. For example, your late payments, and the whole process, on our end, safely with us, and we'll run your whole process, notify the late payments, and we'll give you a notification who we have emailed back. So think about this, and we can discuss that on our table later. So I'll finish with a nice quote from Albert Einstein: "In the midst of every crisis lies a great opportunity." So take that opportunity, go digital, automate, and be on top of the innovation wave. Thanks.
Brilliant. That was fantastic. Really good fun, and really enjoyable, as well as really informative. It's an area that I think is going to grow and grow and grow. Zdravko, we're going to ask some questions. So the one, I think I asked the first question, and it's had a number of votes. Is it difficult trying to convince social housing landlords to adopt such technology?
Okay, give me a sec. I'll open the Q&A panel.
Yeah, thanks.
In reality, when you introduce something new, it always has the skeptics. So think about back when Henry Ford invented the car.
Yeah.
If he asked people what they wanted, they would tell them, we want faster horses. Nobody's gonna say we want a car. They didn't know what that is. So in the beginning, people can be very skeptical about it. But when you show them how this bot thingy actually does the job, and it's fast and reliant, then they have that aha moment, like aha.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the question is, the only difficulty is just having them sit down and you can show them the thing. When you show them a demonstration, they immediately have the wow moment, like wow.
Brilliant. Yeah, I think sometimes the visual approach to it does help. Thank you. Do you agree that bots shouldn't replace humans, rather free them up to be more human? It's a good point.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's the idea of Human Plus believes that we need to be augmenting humans, not replacing them, because if you replace the humans with bots, that will be such a boring world to live in. Imagine this presentation and the chat is bots. That would have been so much boring. And we had Roombas, we had dancing. Humans cannot get replaced by machines.
Yeah.
But the machines can help us to do our mundane tasks. I don't know if you're talking about the Roomba robot in the chat or something else, or the dance or
no
DJ,
idea.
but I do have a robot cleaner myself, and it's the best thing ever. It's not a Roomba, but I have a robot. So you just turn it on, it cleans your whole house, and you go back from a walk and your house is cleaned. That's how the bots feel. Like you have this high volume, boring task, boring process, and the bots just do that, and you suddenly have 10,000 things ready, and the bot's working 24/7. You don't care, and you do your creative stuff. You're an employee. You have stuff you can do which require you to think, use your brain, be creative. Just you'll be more motivated in the end.
Thank you. Yeah, and it's nice because what you're doing, and then you can see Human Plus doing this, is bringing the human aspect to it, but also the humorous aspect, the real life aspect, and making it less scary and more real. And I like that. Thank you. Caroline Duvier has said something similar to the first question, but I can see a lot of resistance from managers who've always done things this way and are unwilling to change. So I mean, you must see that. Have you had some experience with that? Skeptics?
Yeah, it's very similar to the last question. So when you have skeptics, you need to show them the technology. And sometimes if that doesn't work, you need to show them the numbers. You need to show them cases with numbers, so they can see that, for example, their competitors are doing it better, less time, more innovative. When they see the results, that's when the skeptics turn around. That's the moment. They need to see results.
That's that light bulb moment, isn't it?
Yeah, when you have the dreamers, they see something, they're like, wow, But when you have skeptics, they want to see, the hard values. They want to see the statistics. You show them the stats, they are in favor of automation. So it's something we can show, absolutely.
Okay. This is my favorite question of the day so far, and might well be for the next forever, because I just know that everyone's Googled this.
I need to Google this.
I had actually strangely heard of it. A bot needs to understand, right? And this is from Ryan Dempsey, TCW, a bot needs to understand, right? How has this technology addressed issues like the Winograd schema? So,
if you explain what that is, I can answer.
I remember it being it's something that Alan Turing came up with all those years ago. Simon, I think it's a chat we have later on, because Simon's going to have to explain more than I can possibly eloquently do. So I'm going to skip that one for now, because it could take us all a year to understand.
Thank you for that.
Thanks, Ryan. Aidan's asked a good question here. How resilient is RPA to changes in the process/platform?
Yeah, that's a good question. Reality is that processes can get changed in time. However, the idea is that we're introducing the so-called digital workforce. So that's an actual term, digital workforce. That's these are these robots. They're like software robots. So these are, let's call them the digital workforce. So this is similar to what a real person does. So you have a person, when you change the process, they need to go through a small bit of training, to learn the new changes. When you have a bot, when we build the bot and you have a change in your process, that's fine, because we usually would like to work with you, not just to make your bot and disappear. We would like to work with you in the long run, so we can help you automate as much process as we can, and which will save you more and more time. So when you have a small change, we always have a team of devs. I'm also assisting with that, where we can make that change to your process, to your bot. So there's nothing to worry about. You just need to let us know, and we'll make the necessary changes. We have signed support contracts with almost all the companies we work with, so that we're going to be supporting them in the long run. So we can always be sure their bots are running and everything's good on their end. We train people in their companies to use the bots. So we always provide customers with training and support, so they feel comfortable, the bots feel comfortable, and they can do their stuff.
Okay, thank you. One question here from John Whiteoak. How much data cleansing and housekeeping is required to ensure the output from RPA is accurate and remains accurate?
What do you mean by data cleansing here?
Well, I would assume that what John's meaning is, in social housing, we face the problem regularly that data is a bit messy. It's not very accurate. So it's that conversation we had earlier about rubbish in, rubbish out. So I assume that what John's going on about is how perfect or how accurate does your data sets need to be for RPA to be accurate?
Yeah, I'm just checking the chat. So Gabby says, "Oh no, not data cleansing." Then Caroline says, "That's the Roomba's job." That's a great answer. I'll think about it.
So
So the bot is a machine. So the bot, you can be sure that the bot provides the data as it is. So you're talking about output. So imagine you have input and output, and the output, the bot will always provide the correct output. The output will not be correct if the system the bot gets it from it has any issues or something like that, because the bot goes and reads this line in an application or reads the line in Excel. So the bot will always return what's there. It's programmatical, so it's always gonna be accurate. However, the bot is dependent on other systems, so we don't have any power over that. Then it's up to the customer to check if their system is providing the right data. The bot will pick it up and provide it, no issues. Okay, next question. What? Dave, you're on mute. Dave, oh, he ran out of battery. Well, you need to get wires. Wires is the future. Cable. You saw Microsoft 1993 cable, no worries. So switch to cable. But they removed the jack from all the phones, so they want to make us not go cable, but that's the future. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm gonna read those, I guess.
I've just dived in, Dravko, because this being a technology event led by a technology company,
I know. Okay, I'll read the questions until Dave gets the headphones charged.
I love the fact that he's not quite twigged that, no one can hear a word he's saying, even though he's still speaking.
Yeah, I love Dave since the moment he told me he's been practicing my name all night.
Not to wait. I tell you, we've probably got enough time for one more question. And the one at the top we've got here is: my concern with any system provider is data security, ownership, and the ability to migrate seamlessly to other providers. So, what's your thoughts about that? If people are changing things like their housing management systems or asset management systems.
So in regards to security and ownership, we always take that into consideration. It's important for us. So we always make sure that the bots don't store data, they don't store files, they only store files in the customer's shared folders and systems. We also make sure that the data is encrypted, credentials are encrypted. So we always take that seriously. So that's a valid question, but we always take data seriously. So we make sure that your data is safe with us. The bot doesn't store the data. It just imagine it like a person, but the person doesn't remember anything. Imagine that you're doing, the bot is like you're doing your work. You finish your work and then your memory is wiped out. So.
No, cool. Thanks for that.
So it's like in Harry Potter where they remove their memories. So, or in Men in Black. So you finish your work, no memories.
I like it. We've run the whole pop culture gamut here. We've got the Terminator. We've now got Harry Potter. We've had DJ Roomba. We've had Rumba dancing. It's all been great. I think that's the end of the session.
About high quality.
Yeah.
That's high quality.
Yes. Thanks.
Drops the mic.
Thanks for bailing us out, Stu. These bloody headphones run out of battery. So I hope you can hear me now. Thumbs up, please.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks, Stu. These things will happen, but we got there in the end. We've run out of time, but please hunt down Zdravko in the Human Plus virtual stand. For now, though, I'm going to stop recording this one, and we will meet again after lunch. But please have a quick bite to eat and join us for some networking, hunt people down, have a chat. Thanks for now. Thank you, Zdravko. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, guys, and thank you for the chat for helping this to be a really exciting session for me as well. So have a bite, and I'm waiting for you in the Human Plus stand.
I'll come and
with more Roomba.
I'll come and see you. I'll come and see you. I'll have a coffee. Thanks, Zdravko.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.
Bye.